Those who understand Bitcoin buy Bitcoin, while those who don't criticize it. This illustrates a profound paradigm shift. As long as people are talking about Bitcoin, it's not clear if they truly understand it. Once things click for you, you won't just talk about it or criticize it, you'll run, not walk, to the nearest place where you can buy Bitcoin. For me, it was very clear when it clicked I had to buy it. Conversely, the world is full of people who criticize Bitcoin because they have not yet grasped the paradigm shift. If it hasn't clicked for you, you'll have 10,000 criticisms.
There's this thing about Bitcoin: people who understand it buy it, while those who don't criticize it. It's a profound paradigm shift. When you're still talking about it, it's a sign you haven't quite grasped it yet. But when it clicks, everything changes. You don't just talk about it or criticize it anymore. You run, not walk, to get your hands on some Bitcoin. For me, that moment was crystal clear. I knew I had to buy it. On the other hand, there are countless critics out there. They haven't experienced that shift in thinking yet. Until it clicks, they'll keep coming up with thousands of reasons to doubt it. Bitcoin isn't just about digital money. It's about a fundamental change in how we think about currency, value, and trust. Once you see that, the criticisms fade away and you realize the potential. It's not about whether it's perfect right now. It's about the future it promises and the decentralized revolution it represents. So next time you hear someone criticizing Bitcoin, remember they just haven't had that aha moment yet. And if you're still talking about it rather than owning it, maybe it's time to dive deeper. Because once it clicks, you'll understand why so many of us believe in it so passionately.
Don't just cover 5% of your body, suit up, buy the Bitcoin, and control the Bitcoin. Maybe this means understanding that if it's not your keys, it's not your coin. It doesn't help to tell everyone you know about Bitcoin, but be afraid to buy it yourself. It doesn't help to buy it if you don't control it. If you put only 1% of your assets into Bitcoin and the rest go to zero while the 1% increases by a factor of 20, 30, or 100, you'll find yourself thinking, I guess I got something. But then you'll look back and wish 99% of your body hadn't been burned.
When it comes to Bitcoin, there's a crucial principle: not your keys, not your coins. This means if you don't control your Bitcoin, you don't truly own it. It's like having a suit that fits 95% perfectly, but those missing 5% mean it's not quite yours. Then there's the idea of hesitation to talking about Bitcoin, but not taking the plunge to buy it. It's like knowing about something but not fully embracing it. What's the point of buying Bitcoin if you don't control it yourself? Think about it this way. Imagine you allocate just 1% of your assets to Bitcoin, while the other 99% lose their value. And that 1% grows exponentially at 20 times, 30 times, even 100 times over. You'll look back and realize you made the right move. You'll think, I guess I did have something after all, but then comes the regret. But what if you had put more into Bitcoin? What if that 1% had been 10% or even more? You'd be in a much better place financially. Oh, wouldn't be thinking about what could have been if you hadn't hesitated, if you hadn't let fear or uncertainty hold you back. Bitcoin isn't just another asset. It's about taking control of your financial future. It's about believing in a decentralized future where you hold the keys to your wealth. It's about understanding that sometimes taking calculated risks can lead to incredible rewards. So the next time you think about Bitcoin, remember it's not just about talking, it's about taking action. It's about taking control and making decisions that could shape your future for the better. Don't let fear or doubt prevent you from seizing opportunities. So the next time you think about Bitcoin, remember it's not just about talking, it's about taking action. It's about taking control and making decisions that could shape your future for the better. Don't let fear or doubt prevent you from seizing opportunities.
Consider this: Bitcoin has consistently grown by 50% annually over the past 4 years. This implies that Bitcoin offers a risk-free rate and cost of capital at 50%. Now imagine you have the option to borrow money at 5%, lend it to Bitcoin at 50%, and retain the 45% difference. Compare this to traditional Bitcoin businesses that seek to raise funds and lend them out at 15% to counterparties. Why would you choose the 15% option when you can earn a risk-free 50% by lending directly to Bitcoin? Now let's explore an investment idea. If we conservatively estimate that Bitcoin will appreciate by 24% annually over the next 10 years, that becomes our baseline risk-free rate. So if you have an investment opportunity to propose, it should offer returns higher than 24% per year, plus an additional risk premium.
Bitcoin is something that many still don't fully grasp. Over the past 4 years, Bitcoin has shown astonishing growth, averaging 50% annually. In a world where the risk-free rate or cost of capital might be around 5%, Bitcoin offers a staggering 50% return, a 45% difference. That's hard to ignore. Imagine this scenario: you have the opportunity to borrow money at 5%, lend it to Bitcoin at 50%, and pocket that 45% difference. It's a straightforward calculation of risk and reward. I've spoken to Bitcoin businesses that aim to raise funds and lend them out at 15% to counterparties. But why settle for 15% when you can earn 50% with Bitcoin? It's a clear choice when you think about it that way. Now, here's an investment idea for you to consider Bitcoin. Even with a conservative estimate of 24% annual growth over the next decade, it offers a risk-free return that exceeds most other investments. So ask yourself, do you have an investment idea that offers a risk-free 50% return? It's a rare find. When you consider Bitcoin's potential growth, even at a conservative estimate of 24% annually over 10 years, plus the risk premium it offers, it becomes even more compelling. Bitcoin isn't just a digital currency, it represents a paradigm shift in finance. It challenges traditional notions of risk and return. When evaluating investments, consider whether they can match or exceed what Bitcoin offers in terms of potential growth and opportunity. In today's world, finding something that can outpace Bitcoin's potential gains is a real challenge.